Didn't see that speed bump until a little bit too late. Vinny was fine, but Sarah's little plant in the plant pot wasn't so fortunate.
Yes, my little, what is it again?
Aloe vera.
My little aloe vera plant just flew off and made the right mess in the van and snapped the leaf off and cracked the pot. So we've just pulled off the side of the road to fix the van back up because of this crazy man's driving.
You gotta laugh, ain't you? You gotta laugh. I'm just filling up the tank from the water we just picked up from a petrol station. There's just a little random tap on the side of the petrol station, so filled up the water, but it smells a little bit funny. It's a little bit eggy to me.
Doesn't smell quite right, so we're not going to drink it, but we are not going to waste it. So we'll use it in our main tank, which we use for washing and doing the dishes and that kind of thing, because that's empty anyways. And yes, probably pick up some drinking water from the supermarket if we don't find another tap in the meantime. Diz! Jump in! Yeah, you kind of got to be a little bit careful with the water you grab. I mean, generally it's okay. We usually have a bit of a sniff, and we have got a filter jug that we filter it all through anyway before we drink it. I mean, that water's probably fine for boiling, but it has got a bit of a funny smell, unless it's our bottles. So we have just stopped off, pulled off the side of the road for a quick lunch on our way to the Hill of Crosses. And yes, I'm not sure where we are, but there's a little windmill here and a little garden area with some nice little sculptures. It's quite pretty. Nick's been over there with the boys, take them for a little walk. We're not sure if we're allowed over there because we think it's some kind of hotel or some kind of establishment or a restaurant with just like a nice kind of pretty garden, but there's no signs up, so yes, we just had a little walk around.
It's such a cool little area. There's a little restaurant there, there's a motel behind, and there's just all these landscape gardens with nice little sections. There's a swing, seesaw, little pond area, and loads of really cool little sculptures, like a witch and a little troll and various things, just completely random. And we just pulled over here for a spot of lunch.
I'm gonna have a quick pasta dish, a very strange pasta dish. I'll show you when it's finished, and then continue the drive to the Hill of Crosses. And then after that, we don't know. We'll probably just stay somewhere around there for the night because it has got late now, and then decide where we're gonna go from there tomorrow. There we go. A little bit of a strange meal today, but I reckon it's going to be delicious. What's strange about it is, well, it's baked bean, tomato, onion, pasta. But what's strange about it is that sauerkraut. This is sauerkraut from, is it called sauerkraut?
Yeah,
yes, sauerkraut from Germany. You can buy it in like packets, and we've had it in the cupboard since then. So I thought it might be a nice accompaniment to this weird pasta meal.
Who needs to go to that restaurant over there? Beautiful. We love Vinny. He may have a few leaks, or like a big leak. I don't think we did I think the tape we used on our fixed job wasn't very good.
Oh no, it's leaking in loads of places.
Oh god, I feel just rain coming through.
It's really strange because some rain, some storms, it doesn't leak at all. Like we had that massive thunderstorm all night, we didn't have a single leak, and now it's just been raining for like literally a couple of minutes and we've got loads of leaks.
Oh my god, there's like 4 or 5 bits now, isn't there? We're going to have to park so the wind's hitting the back, I think, and then we'll be alright. So the tape we put down, it's okay at the top, but the bottom bit is just not stuck at all. We didn't use proper Gorilla Tape, we used some cheap alternative, which looked very similar to Gorilla Tape, but we were full. Oh my gosh, how long are we going to drive for?
The joys of having an old banger and driving around Europe, isn't it? Cheapest we've seen diesel at €1 and 4 cents a litre. Cheapest we've seen it anywhere so far, ever, apart from in Gibraltar, maybe. Morning, and what a miserable morning it is, but the Hill of Crosses is over there.
We might as well go and have a look.
Yes, we'll go and have a look, and we don't really need good weather for that. It kind of adds to the sort of theme of it, doesn't it? It's a bit, yeah, the atmosphere. It's a bit miserable. It's very fine rain. But we've got up early-ish.
Well, one of us is up early-ish, the other one's still lying in bed. Probably answering a few messages. Arrived here late last night and it was pouring with rain. It was a horrible drive. There's huge puddles in the road. So Vinny was basically driving on water. Big splashing puddles.
Yeah.
Driving rain. Front window was leaking. But luckily that was only while we were driving. Once we'd stopped, it was okay. It carried on raining most of the night, so we didn't go and see the Hill of Crosses last night. Thought we'd save that for beautiful weather today. At least there'll be no crowds.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing because it can get really busy from what I've read.
But I mean, this location that we spent the night in is pretty good. A place to ourselves, a little lonely car park in the rain.
Nice and green though, lots of pine trees.
And the boys can just run out and do what they want to do as well. Not that they really want to in the rain, but yeah. So we are at the site of the Hill of Crosses now, where there is believed to be more than 100,000 crosses. Well, in 2006 they estimated 100,000, so obviously, you know, 13 years ago there's probably a lot more than that now. The first cross was laid in 1831, and over the years it's been growing with crosses, and then it's been bulldozed and nicked.
It's a pilgrimage site, so people come to lay crosses. They've been laid over the years. It's a symbol of peaceful resistance against the Soviet Union. People started laying them because they didn't know where their loved ones were buried. The rebels and family members who died in the struggles, they didn't know where their bodies were. So this was an old fort, the site of an old fort, so they started laying crosses here, and then over the last almost 200 years they've been laying crosses. The Soviets bulldozed the site and removed all the crosses on at least two or more occasions.
In the 1960s, I think, the last time they bulldozed it.
And then people just brought crosses back, and they risked their lives at some points to bring the crosses back. And at one point, the Soviets were trying to build a dam
to flood the whole area, so they couldn't put the crosses here, and they still prevailed.
I think it's a Lithuanian symbol of national identity. You know, they wanted to be Lithuania and not part of the Soviet Union.
So we left Dizzy in the van because he's not a very religious dog, so he does struggle with things like this. So it's just Charlie.
You feel a bit disrespectful if Dizzy was barking at all the little, you know, Jesus Christ on the crosses, because he sometimes does that. Sees them as, you know, living things, statues.
I think he would be barking, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
So he's guarding the van. But yeah, it's crazy. I mean, that one cross there, for example, has probably got about 100 crosses hanging from it. And I guess that's how the numbers add up to 100,000, because they've all got lots of little crosses.
It's a really weird place though, because it's like a huge cemetery, but there's no bodies buried here. It's a very crazy place, and there's thousands.
Thousands, they're just everywhere, aren't they? Look at the tree there. Cobwebs.
This is crazy. Just surrounded. This is quite full on because it's just narrow little pathways, all overgrown, and this just kind of gives me a sense of how many people lost their lives in the war.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you see cemeteries and things all laid out neatly and all very nice, and they have Memorial Day and that.
Well, all of these people.
But this, you know, this is just like.
Is, you know, they didn't. It's because they didn't find their loved ones' bodies, if you like. So it's kind of quite a sad place, actually, isn't it? To see. It's not. I mean, it's quite unique, but it's quite sad. I feel like everyone who visits here is, you know, they bring a little cross or a little bead or something, don't they? I think, and then.
There's someone they know that's died.
Yeah.
One.
It's out of control, though, isn't it? There's just crosses on crosses, and it's kind of falling down a little bit where it's just getting too much. It's crazy. Keep going. Well, this is getting really, really crowded now with the crosses at the top of the hill. Look at this. Gosh. Good job, Charlie. Oh, I can hardly get through. Careful, Charlie. I think there's a lot more than 100,000 crosses here now, for sure. Like we say, it was 100,000 in 2006 estimated, so that was a long time ago, and now it's just absolutely rammed up this hill. It's very hard to get around some of these parts, and you don't want to disturb anything or, you know, knock anything off.
You have to really watch your footing as you come through some of these passageways. It'd be so bad if you fell into a load of crosses, really, wouldn't it? The Hill of Crosses, that was a very unique experience. Unfortunately though, I think it's going to be our last experience in Lithuania, because we've been waiting, we've been hanging out till after lunch now for the weather to change, but it hasn't stopped raining. It's very grey, very overcast.
Yeah. And
it's forecast this weather for the next few days, 2-3 days.
Yeah. And obviously, as you know, we don't have time to wait for the weather to improve. And I think if it was blue skies and forecast good weather, we would have gone. There's a national park sort of on the way to the coast from here, the sort of northeast northwest coast, and then a little town on the coast, which would have been nice to spend another day, perhaps 2 days in Lithuania, but there's no point in us doing that because it is quite a detour as well.
Yeah, we're basically from Canals, we've just driven straight up, and it's closer to get to Riga, which is the capital of Latvia, than it is to get to the coast.
Yeah.
And there was some place we wanted to see on the west coast of Latvia as well, but we've decided we're just going to head to Riga, go around there and then continue.
And see some coast there, and hopefully the weather will improve and then just continue. But it's been a nice day, or 2 days in Lithuania. Unfortunately, we can't see anything else.
2 nights we've stayed here have been great little stops. And what we've seen has been really nice. Yeah, sorry Lithuania, we can't spend longer, but
thanks for having us. And we will be back if we're around this time again for sure, and hopefully explore a little bit more.
So anyway, now we've just filled up with petrol. As the diesel and fuel prices are so cheap in Lithuania, probably the cheapest we've ever seen. Just put about 5 litres in the diesel tank for the heater. We put about 4 or 5 litres in this jerry can. We're going to fill up the gasoline for the stove as well, and we've just filled up the tank. It's
€1.05 at this fuel station for diesel, and I think it's $1.12 for gasoline. So very cheap indeed. I don't think Latvia and Estonia, I think they're not as cheap as here. They're going to be a lot less than Finland and Scandinavia, so we'll fill up again before we get the ferry over.
And we've just come into the town about 14 kilometres from the border to go to the supermarket, because we can't just drive through a country and not go to the local supermarket.
Yeah.
So we're just going to go and check out what, yeah.
Go and get some food, and then it'll be onwards to Latvia.
Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and hit that like button below.
If you haven't subscribed to our channel, then please do, and keep the comments coming because we absolutely love to hear from you.
And we'll see you in the next video.